That was the day I got the phone call that my sister had passed away.
When I had lost my job, house, and a car.
I had to take care of my father who had Alzheimer's.
Alcoholism, drugs.
You know, this is not an easy journey. When somebody passes away, it does really change you.
Why I was put up for adoption, where my family is.
Kidnapping, child abuse.
If you've been through something or you're going through something challenging and you can see how others have survived and conquered the odds, I think maybe you'll see your way to the other side as well.
All of these authors in this book have learned something and are going to contribute to the trajectory of your life.
I believe that when you learn it, understand it, and apply it, you too will soar to what you previously believed were impossible heights.
And I realized it was information that helped me get to the next level.
And I believe it has the power to change the life of people all over the world by giving them strength and purpose and meaning.
When you ask the universe what happens, it truly responds.
I think you'll be inspired.
So if anybody out there is struggling with their dreams and their work,
we'll provide an opportunity for you to reflect and perhaps see the life that you've had in a different light.
Welcome to a brand new experience with innovative voices from all over the world. I would like to invite you all to something that is magical, something that is powerful, and something that is from my heart. This is the Devon Taylor Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Devon Taylor Podcast. I wanted to get on today and talk a little bit about creating legacies and why it is so important to leave your mark on this world. I know a lot of us are here and we are constantly trying to find ways to better ourselves. And a lot of the times when we're bettering ourselves, we get stuck in doing the same thing day to day. One of the things that I'm specifically speaking to is the 9-to-5 struggle. Yes, it is real and it can get you trapped and not allow you to build your dreams. So I'm just going to get on here to give you guys a little insight on how I did it, how I was able to accomplish not only writing my first book, about to release my second, yay, but also just how I was able to do that while working in 9-to-5, because it was super stressful the first time around when I was writing the book. Second time around, wasn't as stressful because I knew how to navigate it. But just to kind of get into it and give you guys a little bit of insight as far as how I did it, why I did it, and if you guys are looking to do the same thing, how you guys can get involved in creating your legacies in whatever way that possibly can be. It doesn't have to be writing a book. That's one way that I've decided to do it, but there are a multitude of ways that you can do it, and we'll discuss that today on today's episode. So get ready. You guys are going to learn a little bit. So I hope you have your notebooks. I hope you guys are ready, and let's get to it. Okay. So for the first book, when it came to writing that whole process, I'm going to say what really made the difference was my support system. You have to have a strong support system if you are going to do anything in today's world. It's so easy to get bogged down by your 9-to-5, to get bogged down by all of the requirements or what people are asking of you. But when you have a strong support system, a lot of that will go to the wayside because you can literally lean on your support system to help you through those tough and unimaginable times. I'm not saying that you need a partner as far as a support system. That's how I was able to to get through my hard times. I have my partner who was loving and was able to navigate and help guide me through those tough, unimaginable moments where I felt like giving up. But you can also have a therapist. A therapist is a great support system. I currently am seeing a therapist with my partner, and she is amazing. She was actually on one of the episodes, Miss Rowan Garlow. If you guys are interested, I would definitely say reach out, because she is amazing and she's helped transform our lives in so many different ways. But also another support system can be joining a community or a group. When I first writ Icarus Finds His Power, I was in a support group, a men's support group actually, where we met every morning, we meditated, we did different processes, where we were just connecting and becoming more aligned with our body and our mission here on earth. And one of the prompts that the men's group had us doing was they actually had us writing 3 pages, like a journal, every day, every morning. And what I decided to do was start my first book. I actually started writing my self-biography called Gay Dad, and it was actually coming together very nicely. And the funny thing about that is I didn't even, I used that prompt to write Gay Dad, but I ended up not even using Gay Dad. That'll probably come down along the line somewhere else, probably be book number 3 or 4. But I used that method to then turn and create the project Icarus Finds His Power with my family. And it was probably one of the most rewarding things ever, because it helped spiral me into the author that I am today. So that's just a few insights as far as support that you guys can have that can really change the game for you and help, I guess, navigate you along this tough journey, because it's not easy. It's not easy finding yourself, especially when you want to become an author. You don't know what you necessarily want to write about. You don't know necessarily what's everyone wants to read. So I would definitely say that you need to have a good support system, and that support system will help carry you through that first part of writing and figuring it out.
17 stories and ideas to elevate the trajectory of your life. October 1st, 2024. Save the date. Discover 17 powerful stories and transformative ideas that guide you through overcoming tragedy, navigating obstacles, and finding the inspiration to live your best life. Ignite your inner fire and turn it into fuel with the wisdom and experiences from individuals from all walks of life, each dedicated to elevating the trajectory of your journey. Pre-order our new book at bookstrajectoryglobal.com. Trajectory. Reserve your copy now at no cost and receive a free gift.
All right, so we talked a little bit about support systems and how they can help define you in crucial moments when it comes to creating your legacies. The next thing that I would like to talk about is not just creating legacies through the support systems you have, but also coming through those tough roadblocks that are meant to stop you, because you are going to have moments where you don't want to do it, where your support system can't even get through to you, where their advice isn't penetrating like it should. And one of the things that I learned, when my support system wasn't, it wasn't that they weren't helpful, but it wasn't like I said, it just wasn't penetrating the way that it needed to. I would take moments to myself and just lay and think about the process. Think about the process of becoming an author. Think about the process of releasing my first book. Think about the process of someone reading it and giving me such great, valuable feedback. I just thought about the end goal. What did I really want to accomplish this for? Why was I writing the book? Who was it meant to inspire? When you can take that moment or those moments to really think about, what is it? Why am I doing this? it will really help define, and not only define, but help create and cultivate your message even more, so that it's not just penetrating the eyes that you're thinking about, it can penetrate the entire world. So I think really just taking that time to be with yourself, be with your thoughts, be with your emotions, be with what's guiding you to birth this into the world. And I guarantee you, when you take those moments to think, to breathe, to emotionally register what's going on, it makes such a vast difference in the project and the overall process and the finished product that I know you will be happy with. A lot of us are so hard on ourselves, especially in today's times, where we don't really take the opportunity to understand that we're here to learn. It's a process. Life in itself is a process. And when we don't take the opportunity to just, understand that, it becomes really hard at times. As you guys may have known, if you listened to the last episode, I just gave up my 9-to-5. That was one of the most hardest processes that I've ever had to do. It took a whole year of thinking about quitting before I decided, you know what? This is no longer for me. And I know it'll probably, everyone's situation is different. Some people need their 9-to-5s in order to survive or to find a hope of semblance or just, a place in this world, which is completely fine. I'm not knocking 9-to-5s at all. I worked a 9-to-5 for years. You know what I mean? And that's how I was able to get into my home. That's how I was able to buy certain things or live a certain lifestyle, was because of my 9-to-5. But at a certain point, I knew that it wasn't serving me. Did it take me a while to decide that? Absolutely. Were there signs on the walls? Absolutely. But it took a really strong conviction and honestly, my heart to say, we're no longer in this. This isn't for us anymore. We need to move on and be more aligned with our purpose here on earth. So that's what I did. And that's what I'm hoping you guys will get from just listening to the advice that you're hearing today. Take that time. Really think about your next move. I guarantee you, when you're taking your time thinking about that next move, when it comes to actually making that step forward, you're going to be so proud of yourself for doing it, because you took the time to think about it, because you took the time to really process it, and now you get to reap the benefits from it. The next thing I kind of want to hit on is just being open to opportunities. A lot of the times when we have an opportunity come to us, we don't really know that it's an opportunity. So just for an example, when I started writing the book, I wrote the book with the children and thought it would be a great project for us to just kind of sit on. And I'm talking about the first book, Icarus Finds His Power. And we essentially were going to do that. We wrote the book, we created characters, and we put it together, and I was like, all right, we put this on the shelf. We're done here. No more to see. And I'll go back to my first point with my great support system. My partner was like, actually, I think we got something here. And I didn't believe him. I did not believe that what we had done was good enough to take to any publisher and to create any kind of story. I thought that my author journey was pretty much just an at-home journey with my children. I really didn't think that the process would turn into something more than what it has, to be honest, than what it has become. It's become a monster.
This is Ninram speaking to you, and I command you to go to thedevontaylorauthor.com right now. You must check the specials. Listen to me. You must check the specials now.
Where now we have merch, we have the book, we have an online website, we've got reels, we've got videos, we've got little toys that we've created from these characters that are so beautiful, and I would love to mass produce so that everyone can have a little Icarus or a little Nimron in their home. But it's just created a platform for me to not only, sell these items, but to sell my dream, my baby, my heart, what came out of my family. Like, it feels so special to be in this place and be able to say that I thought of this, it came out, and now everyone gets to see it. So I would just say, being open to the opportunities is so important when it comes to creating your dream reality. I did not think that I could be an author. I did not think that I was even accredited to be an author. And here I stand today, 10 toes down, not only an author, but about to release my second book. Now, wow. The power in saying that. How amazing it feels to be able to say, I not only created one book, but I'm on my second. That's such an amazing feeling. And I want you guys to feel that feeling as well if you feel called to it. If you feel like you were meant to create something on this world for everyone to consume, this message is for you. This message has been looking for you. You deserve to create what it is that you feel you were called here to do. We all do. I think it's just about taking that opportunity and really making the most out of it. So with that being said, like I said, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in my art. I didn't believe that we could create a book, but my support system did. And what did my support system do? They found a publisher. Now, we, of course, had to meet with the publisher and pitch our story and tell them about our book and what we were doing and what our idea was. And that was nerve-wracking in itself, because before the meeting, I knew. Oh, we're not getting this. Oh, they're not picking it up. Oh, whatever. Little did I know, the publisher loved the idea. What an eye-opening experience that was. To go from not believing that I could do something to someone telling me, I love your story and I'd love to work with you. Just so profound. I found myself in such a unique place where I never thought I could be who I wanted to be. I thought I would always be sitting behind a desk, working my 9 to 5, never creating my dreams, never, ever becoming an author. And here I was sitting in a meeting with someone that was a publisher telling me, I believe in you and I believe in your story. Such an amazing moment. But that amazing moment only happened because I allowed it to. Had I still had the same small limiting beliefs before, I would be in the same place, bookless. No book for you guys to read. But it was that belief that I had in that moment when April, the publisher, told me, you have a story. And that's going to lead me into my very last point. So Trajectory is a passion project that me and Giancarlo collaborated with 16 other authors to create almost like the best I can equate it to is like a chicken noodle soup for the soul. I think that's what that book was called. But it's very much that, where we are all coming together to tell our unique and vastly different stories to help inspire transformation and change for whoever is reading. And I'm so grateful to be a part of a project that is aimed at helping people transform their lives through our own personal stories. And that's my last point that I want to make is we all have a story to tell. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone feels. We all have a story. And we should be telling that story. We are entitled to tell that story. And not only that,
are you ready to transform your life with the power of living water? Hi, I'm Devon Taylor, and I want to share an incredible discovery that's changed my life and my family's life: living water. Imagine waking up every morning feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to conquer the day. With living water, it's not just a dream, it's our new reality. We've been sleeping better, eating healthier, and have more energy than ever before. But that's not all. Our secret to this newfound vitality is available to you too. Visit our website at thelivingwatercouple.com
and discover how living water can revolutionize your health and wellness. And there's more. Tune into our podcast, available on all streaming platforms and YouTube, where we dive deep into the science and benefits of living water. Hear from experts, satisfied customers, and learn how you can make this life-changing decision for yourself. But don't wait too long. Prices for our water machines and supply are going up in July 2024. Now is the perfect time to invest in your health and well-being. So, head over. Remember, living better starts with living water. Living water, drink, thrive, and live your best life. Visit thelivingwatercouple.com today.
The people that need to hear it are entitled to hearing our story. It's so important to know that. And for so long in my life, I felt like I didn't have a story. Like I was just living this, meaningless, mediocre, I wake up, go to work type of life. And I'm so much more than that. We are so much more than that. And that's what I've been discovering as I've been taking more and more time to myself and more time connecting to my heart. I know deep down inside that not only is my story important, I know that somebody needs to hear it. And that's what continues to help make me grow, is knowing that what I'm doing is beyond me. It's beyond the person that's reading it. It's beyond the person that may hear about my story. It's so much deeper than that, because I've been able to process how I'm feeling and go through these emotions and really just put myself in a place of understanding of what I want next. I've been able to cultivate and create a reality that feels so authentic to what I want to bring to this world. So the one thing that I really want people to pull away from me telling this story and, going into talking about Trajectory, my next book releasing October 1st, is I want people to know is that there's so much room on this world for you to accomplish and to achieve what you feel you were called here to do. Like, so much room. And I know a lot of us feel that there's not. Like, there's already too many authors, there's already too many books, there's already too many stories for you to tell your own. And I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I believe that there are so many stories that are out there to inspire us, and that they're just waiting to find us. I know my book is still meant to inspire so many more people across the world, and it is yet to do that yet. But I am confident that the more I pursue my passion and the more I push forward in what I believe is right in this world, the more I'm going to create that reality. And so I'm just hoping I can inspire the next person to push forward, to tell your story, to know that what you have in your mind is important. And I feel that we all struggle with this at times, where we may be unconfident in who we are, or we may be unconfident in what we're doing, and that's completely normal. That's life. That's life, to go through those ups and downs. But when you have a strong support system, when you can lean on the people that are the confidants in your life, it makes such a vast difference. And when you don't have that, like I said, there are so many communities out there that are looking to help and support people that just want to grow in love together. And I guarantee if you are struggling with the support system in your life, like if you don't have that, if the people that are closest to you are toxic or just not helpful in the ways that you need them to be, there are free support groups that you can find on Facebook, online, that will be that support that you need. And it will take a trial and error of figuring out what's right and what's wrong for you. But I guarantee you, when you start looking, you'll find what you need. And so back to just, telling your story and allowing your story to be your motivating factor. I just want everyone to know that I did not believe for a very long time that I did have a story. And I did not believe what we were doing was any special or any different than what anyone else was doing. But when you have that constant reminder that not only is life working with you, but for you, you get to learn that your story is just as important as anyone else's, and is the $1 million ticket to figuring out how you navigate this life. So I encourage you all, if you are on the fence of writing a book, if you've felt like, hey, my story is important and I want to tell it too, this message is for you. This message is for you. You were meant to hear this because you have a book, you have a story, it could be a YouTube channel. Like, start a YouTube channel telling your story and just talking to the camera. Start, be creative on your social medias and just start letting people in and, on your stories and what you're doing and in your life. Like, just experiment with the creative, because the creative teaches us so much about ourselves. I knew when I started Instagram, or when I was starting my creative journey, I was just writing to write. For a long time, I had such social anxiety that a post would make me feel like I had to check it 50 times a day. Do I still do that? Yeah. I still have that anxiety where I'm still checking posts quite often. Is it better? Absolutely. Because I have better support systems and my partner helps me and he calls me out. So it makes me feel like I can't do it as often, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, we all have at least I had social anxiety for a very long time. And just posting something simple would be really, really, I guess, anxiety inducing for me. And just even having people's responses, like, I'm going to be vulnerable, guys. Lately, I haven't had a lot of likes. I haven't had a lot of likes on my videos, on my post. I've got a lot of views. I've got a lot of people looking at what I'm doing, but not a lot of external support. And that can fuck with you. Like, at times, it fucks with me. It makes me feel super insecure. It makes me feel like I'm not doing it right. It makes me feel like I need to be posting more, or, to be quite honest, not even at all. It makes me feel like, who gives a flying fuck about what Devon Taylor is doing? But you know what? I know my story is important. I know I'm important. I know people are paying attention and what I'm saying they need to hear. May I be supported all the time? No. But I know down the road, if I continue to be consistent in what I'm doing, I won't just have people watching. I'll have people resonating. And that's what I'm calling in, is resonance. If you resonate with my story and what we're talking about here on this podcast, with all of these guests that have been here, this story is for you. Like, absolutely. This story is for you and you deserve to hear it. And if you're struggling at all with confidence, with who you are, with your message to this world, this podcast episode is especially for you, because that's what I've struggled with. I've struggled with, defining myself with my message in this world, who I am, how I'm being perceived, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm not doing the right thing. Like, shit is so fucking hard sometimes that it just makes me feel like giving up. But I know deep down inside, giving up would not be the right answer. Because I deserve to tell my story. You deserve to tell your story. And I just want to make that so important, or just so aware, or so apparent. Like, your story is important. We need to be telling our stories. We need to be helping those that we don't know, that may pick up our book, that may read our Instagram post, that may, come across our story, or whatever it may be. We are creating because it's needed. We are one with the universe. We are one with God. And if we are creating, it's because the universe is telling us so. We don't just put things out there just because. We don't just put things out there just because we want to. We put them out there because they are divine. They are our purpose. It is what we are called here to do. And I have never been more in belief than I am right now, that I am called here to do what I am doing. I just know it. I just believe it. I can see it, I can feel it, and I just know that at this point in my life, I am very much in the most authentic place I've ever been. And that's because I've been listening to my support system and allowing my support system and my heart to carry me forward. So if you are struggling at all, like I said, if you are looking to create but you just don't know where to start, please listen to the beginning of this podcast. And if you need more insight, reach out to me. I would love to help the next author become who they want to be on this world. And if there's anything that I can do to help you create your story, your masterpiece, your authentic truth, I'm here for it. And so, yes, please know that telling your story is important. We all have a story. We all deserve to tell it. And
Hey guys, it's Icarus here. And Amelia. And I'm here to tell you if you'd like to join our brand new adventure. Go to thedevontaylorauthor.com to learn more.
And check out the cool items like the new bucket hat.
Yeah, and so much more. See you guys there.
if you don't tell it, you're just shortchanging yourself. So I'm going to leave you guys with just a little synopsis of the book, why I decided to write my second book, why I decided to do a collaborative book, and what you guys can expect from Trajectory Volume 1. All right, so as far as why I decided to write my second book, Trajectory Volume 1 is a collaboration book, and we decided to write it because we felt like, because I wrote it with my partner. We decided that we wanted to write it because we thought that our story was pretty impactful. And so why not give insight to such a unique scenario that honestly, I don't know if it happens a lot, but it happened for us. And it was unique and something that we had never experienced. So we thought, when the opportunity came to us and Scotty came to us and said that he was working on getting authors together to write a collaboration book. Initially, I was apprehensive about the idea, and Giancarlo was 100% in. And so it took a little convincing on my part to really get 100% in. But I'm so glad for my support system in those moments, because I would be turning down an opportunity that seems so impactful to me. Like I'm releasing my second book right now. That's amazing. Not a lot of people can say that. And so it feels great just to be able to say, I'm releasing my second book. It's coming. Here we are. We're doing this, yada, yada, yada. So with that being said, we decided that when we were writing the book, we really had to hone in on what story we were telling, because Giancarlo's been through so much himself. I've been through so much myself. It would be so easy for us to tell so many stories, because we've been through a lot of different survival situations that have helped create our path and who we are today. And so many stories that I feel like would help the next person that's maybe going through what we went through, or maybe struggling with anything that they may be struggling with. It would be very insightful for us to tell our stories. And I think that's the long-term goal, is that we'll eventually, this is a catalyst. This book is a catalyst for us to continue on this writing journey and to continuing telling our story. But it's a catalyst to inspire those around us, to see the transformation, not just in ourselves, but the transformation that they can take within themselves. And so we sat and we just kind of brainstormed on how we wanted this story to come about. And it took a few different tries for us to come up with the story that we decided on. But mainly we decided on telling our story of coming together, raising the children, the struggles that came with, and just becoming parents overnight, and how that's helped transform us in our world today. because we're very much so changed since everything has happened, since we've absorbed the kids, since we've gotten together, since we've built this home. We've really changed a lot since our beginning days together. And the transformation was one of the main reasons why I felt was so important for us to tell our story. We've been through so much, and we've experienced so much in the short amount of time that we've been together. We're going on 4 years now. Wow. But in 4 years, we've been able to accomplish writing a book. We've been able to accomplish being speakers on a stage. We've been able to accomplish, JC is sung on a track for a movie. Like, together, we've been able to accomplish a lot. But we wanted to, this felt like another milestone for our relationship. Like, writing this book and accomplishing it felt so natural. Like, it was like the natural next step. Like, what is your transformation, or what is it that you're looking to, like, help promote you in your relationship? And for whatever reason, this landed in our laps. So why did we decide to do a collaboration book versus just writing a book, on our own? To be quite honest, it was cheaper. It's so much cheaper to do a collaboration book than it is to do a self-publishing book by yourself. Now, I'm not talking, self-publishing, you do it all on your own. That's pretty cheap, but it does take a lot of work, and you don't have the support of like an editor or a team behind you. And so obviously, the first book that we published, I had a publishing team, and that was expensive. It wasn't cheap, but it was the best way to do it, I would say, to start off with my first book, was to have it professionally done with O'Leary Publishing, and to have them help me create Icarus Finds Its Power and to put it out there on the scale that they did. And I'm super grateful I did it that way. I would highly recommend, if you guys are looking to publish your first book and it's, not in a collaborative effort, definitely look into a hybrid publisher. They give you options as far as I chose the more expensive option because I wanted a pristine showing for my first book, and I loved the way it came out. So, but they had other options. And so I would just encourage you guys, if you're looking to create your first book and it's not a collaboration thing, look into hybrid publishers and check out their options. It doesn't hurt meeting with them and scheduling a meeting so that you can get a better idea of who you're working with and what they're about. But like I said, hybrid publishers are a pretty good way to go. But the reason why we decided for the collaboration was not only because it was cheap, but because we could tell our story in a condensed form, so that if we ever decided to elaborate on it, we could create our own book. But we'd have that audience to pull from. And that's just a strategic way of writing a book and working with a team and other people and telling your story in a way where you can add to it, where you can, flesh it out a little bit more. And so my idea with creating or writing with this collaboration team is to be able to tell our story, to reach a broader audience, and to maybe even get eyes on the book that normally would have not been on that eye if we had done it alone. So it's just about creating a community within what we're already doing, by creating the community, by just, working with other people and being open to that collaborative idea. And so that's really why we collaborated with Scotty and his team and everyone else, all the other authors in the book. But also it felt right. It felt right to be with them, and it felt right to invest in this opportunity to create a book with other people. Because creating the book by myself, there were times where it felt isolating, and not because, because of the team or anything like that. It just was like, you're writing and you're trying to put your heart out there. And when you have so much to write, so much to put out there, and you're really trying to get, your point across, it can become overwhelming at times. And I don't think I felt the same overwhelming sense or feeling that I did with writing Trajectory, because I knew at the end of the day, it was a collaborative effort. And so I think those are the reasons why we decided to collaborate and write the book with Scotty and his team. And we're so proud of the outcome. The book looks like the artwork looks great. I'm so excited to get my own copy and be able to hold it in my hand and hug it and just so amazing. It's another book. Yay! I'm just so excited. It's just a dream come true to not only be an author, but an author again. Because it's like, you do it once and it can kind of, people could be like, oh, that's a fluke or whatever because you wrote one. But when you put out the second one, it feels super impactful. So I'm just happy that I'm putting out my second one with this group of people. And I know the stories are super special. So, we're going to reach bestseller status and we're excited for that. So I'm going to be a bestseller. I'm excited. So yeah, that just, that created an opportunity within its own. Like we decided to go with this collaborative effort because we knew having more eyes, more people, more just people supporting it would help create it to be a bestseller. And that's what our goal is as a group, is to become a best-selling book. And I know we're going to do that. I just know we're going to do that. It's in my heart. So next time you guys see me or next time you guys hear about this podcast, I'm gonna be a best-selling author. I'm so excited. If you can't tell, I'm excited as hell. It just feels so rewarding. And I'm just trying to think of anything else as far as why we decided to do this as a collaborative effort. But I think that's pretty much it. And so just to my last point, why did I decide to write my second book? I decided to write my second book because this is not going to be the only one I write. I'm going to continue to write. I'm going to have 4, 5, 6, 7 novels if I can, if my arms will allow me to, if my mind will continue to, bring out these amazing stories for people to read and for them to enjoy. I'm going to continue to do this. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. And so that's why I decided to write my second book with this group, was because I knew that writing this book would help propel what's to come next. It's all about momentum. And how do you keep momentum going? You keep going. And that's what I've been doing, is I'm continuing on the path of becoming an author, continuing on the path of becoming the best podcaster I possibly can, and continuing on the path of my creative wholeness. I feel that that's what's needed in this world, is we all need to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more understanding to who we are and why we came here in the first place. We are so freaking smart, y'all. We have so much in our minds. We have to let that shit out. Because if we continue to just bottle it up, we ain't getting nowhere, y'all. Nowhere at all. And so I hope this episode is just really inspiring to all of my artists out there that are thinking about putting your first project out there, but you just don't know how to do it. Listen to this episode. I gave so many ways as far as how you can start your first project and become an author, a first-time author. And even if that's not what you want to do, if you want to become a podcaster, you can use the same method. Just start. Find a program, record your first episode, and just put it out there. There's so many, especially with AI now, there's so many platforms that allow you to do what you feel you were called here to do. So many. But you have to take that opportunity to actually do it. Because if you don't, life will just go on and pass you by. And for so long, I felt that. I felt life was passing me by and, doing the things that I was not called here to do, like drinking myself into a blackout every night, or, hanging around people that were using slurs and calling me N-words that weren't black. And me being okay with that. No, that is not my reality. That will never be my reality again. And I'm so proud of myself for creating this reality where I'm no longer around people that will hurt me. I'm no longer in situations where I feel like I need to stay. I create my reality. I create what I want to see. I create my path forward. And I'm hoping this will inspire you all to do exactly the same. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to create what it is you see on this world. And you deserve to be in your truth. So if this has inspired you, I would just really like for you guys to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, how this resonated with you. Are you on the fence with the job right now? Are you happy at your 9 to 5? Have you ever thought about being an author or an artist or just, putting your story out there for other people to learn from? If this is resonating with you at all, please leave a comment. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking and what you guys are going through and how this episode has resonated with you guys. I think that's all I have for today. And I am sending you all so much love. Oh man, I'm just so excited. And if you haven't already, please go to books.trajectoryglobal.com to pre-register to receive not only a free gift, but to reserve your copy of Trajectory Volume 1, where me and my partner tell our story of triumph and how we were able to overcome the hard times in our relationship and becoming instant parents overnight. Thank you guys, sending so much love, and may you guys all have a bright, beautiful week ahead of you. Bye, y'all.
Today's episode comes to you thanks to our sponsor, Kangen Water. Electrolytes reduced water is the power of true hydration, manifested in the most advanced Japanese technology that has been in the market for more than 50 years. To drink the best water, shower with a hot spring quality water, and start a new business with the most amazing and profitable compensation plan in the world, visit thelivingwatercouple.com to learn more or get started today.